What do you got up on the docket today? Oh man, it's hey, what's up everybody? How you doing, my electrolytes? So as you know, we got Steve Shots on the docket today. So let's see what we're dealing with. Let's get right into it.
Do all ideas deserve a fair hearing?
Yes, Steve. All ideas deserve a fair hearing, no matter what. That's under the First Amendment rights.
Sure. But what about ideas who have had their fair hearing and have been widely discredited and rejected?
Steve, every idea deserves to be heard, like I said. Even if it's been widely discredited and rejected, yes. Maybe they come back with new evidence that provides things for their conjecture. So yeah, every idea should be heard, even if it's already been discredited already. Maybe they brought new evidence to the table and they want to discuss. So yeah, every idea should be heard.
With the recent punching of white supremacist Richard Spencer and protesters shutting down scheduled appearances by racist, misogynist, professional internet troll Milo Yiannopoulos.
First one, Steve. Richard Spencer is not a white supremacist. He's a white nationalist. Do I agree with his white nationalist position? No, I don't. But as long as he's not hurting another living soul, let him do what he wants to do under the First Amendment rights. He hasn't done anything wrong, so he gets a pass from me. Do I agree with his stuff? No, I don't. But as long as he keeps just speaking and not hurting another living soul or another human being, he's good with me. And your part about Milo Yiannopoulos being a racist, Milo Yiannopoulos is a gay Jewish man who loves black guys, so they eliminate your racist part. And you only think Milo is misogynist because he doesn't agree with your idea or rhetoric of third wave feminism, your man hating third wave feminism. You only call him misogynist because he doesn't agree with that, Steve. That's the only reason you do that. So the racist part and the misogynist part have been blown out the water, Steve, and you need to stop saying that altogether because it's not true.
I've heard many people arguing that the likes of Spencer and Yiannopoulos should be allowed to have their say, that their voices ought to be heard.
Exactly, Steve. Their voices should be heard. Yes, under the First Amendment rights, yes, their voices should be heard, no matter what. And if their stuff is wrong, you can debate it right there, Steve, if you want to, with logic and reason. But yes, their voices should be heard, no matter what, under the First Amendment rights. I'm going to keep saying the First Amendment rights because that's what it is. That's what the First Amendment rights was founded on, free speech. That's what it was founded on. That any voice can be heard, no matter how wrong it is. So, Steve, yes, their voices should be heard 100%, no matter what.
So that if their claims are false or their rhetoric is harmful, we can respond in kind.
Yes, exactly. So you can respond right there on the spot, Steve. Exactly. You nailed it right on the head, Steve. Nailed it 100%, Steve.
With the truth or with better ideas. The people making these arguments are, for the most part, good, well-intentioned people. Many of them are just as disgusted by Yiannopoulos and Spencer as I am.
I'm fine with what Milo has to say about like third wave feminism and Black Lives Matter. I agree with that on his position on that. I do agree with that. That's why I like him the most because like he pretty much owns third wave feminism and does that with logic and facts, along with Black Lives Matter, same logic and facts. That's the reason. And Richard Spencer, I don't really listen to much of his stuff, so I don't agree with his stuff, but he should have his say under the First Amendment, right, Steve?
They're motivated by their dedication to free and open discourse.
Which is a good thing, Steve. Free and open discourse is a good thing. That's how you have like civil debates and like civil responses to things. Open discourse is a good thing. So that way, if you disagree with their positions, you can discuss it with them right there, like an open debate, like honest and open debate with them. So open discourse, I am on board with 100%.
To the principle that no idea should be suppressed. And in principle, that's a fine notion.
What do you mean in principle it's a fine notion? It's a fine notion, Steve, that no idea should be suppressed. If they have a different position than Yiannopoulos or Spencer does, no idea should be suppressed from that, and they should be able to like have an open discourse with that person that has a different idea than them, so that way they can educate them or they can listen to the other side, actually. So, what do you mean in principle is a good idea? It's a good idea, Steve. It's a good idea to have when you're being a ranter or an unbiased party here on YouTube. So, it's a good idea to have, Steve, altogether.
Particularly when we're talking about the role the government plays in regulating speech. Do we want the state stepping in and saying that there are certain things we just can't say?
No, Steve, that'd be martial law then. No, that would not be a good thing, Steve. Not at all.
No matter how vile those things might be? No, I don't think most of us would want that. But does that mean that every propagator of every theory and ideology is entitled to a platform and an audience?
Steve, every single person is entitled to a platform and an audience if they want to say their piece and say their speech. That's under this, Steve, the First Amendment right. Every voice is entitled to a platform and an audience, no matter what. No matter how you call it vile or stupid their ideas are, every person is entitled to a platform and an audience. So that way, if their ideas are wrong, Steve, they're wrong, we can challenge them at the end when they're finished talking, Steve, and have an open discourse and an open debate, Steve. That's how it works, Steve. That's how it works, Steve. Seriously, I cannot believe I had to tell you this. How it works, Steve. That's how open discourse and open dialogue is. And that's how you resolve certain things that you have with that person. And that's how you're able to see another side and develop another point, Steve. And develop more mental thinking, have it switch around and say, hey, this person might be right. That I didn't think was right before. Because he explained something to me on his position that I didn't think was right before. So yes, Steve, every single person deserves a platform, no matter how wrong their ideas are.
No, of course not. And since when has that ever been the case?
That has always been the case, Steve, ever since the First Amendment rights were developed. And if you're not going to allow free speech, then you're promoting fascism, Steve, which is not good. Fascism, no good. It's not good, Steve. So yes, every words should be spoken, no matter how wrong they are, so that way we can challenge it in an intellectual debate. At the end, Steve, I cannot believe I had to explain this to you. A grown man, you should know this, Steve. You should know this within your own brain, Steve, that the First Amendment guarantees anybody any kind of speech, no matter how wrong their ideas are. And if you want to challenge it at the end, go ahead. That's your doing as an American or an American citizen. Go ahead and challenge those ideas and learn from that person. You say, hey, maybe I see another side that I didn't see before. Or maybe you just say, no, I just wanted to learn what that person's position was, and I respectfully disagree with that position that has been taken by that person because I have another position myself. That's what open discourse is, Steve. Otherwise, you're promoting fascism, and it's no good. Fascism will not be good, Steve. Not at all. I'm going to show you an image, Steve, of what fascism will look like if you suppress free speech.
We ignore people promoting what we have come to regard as bad ideas all the time. It happens in science, it happens in politics, it happens in our everyday lives.
Also, Steve, it's called being closed minded and not willing to listen to other ideas, no matter how bad they are. If you're not willing to listen to other ideas, no matter how bad they are, Steve, and you're closed minded and you're not willing to accept someone's opposition or viewpoint on something that you generally like or dislike.
There comes a point where the argument is over, where continued discourse on the matter would be of no use to anyone other than the most stubborn, die-hard supporters of a roundly rejected position.
Really, nigga?
That may be your position, but that's not everybody else's position. Don't project your own position onto other people and say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that position that Steve thinks. No, that's a sheep mentality. Don't fall for that sheep mentality. Make up your own mind on the position. Challenge yourself to see what the other position of the other side is. Go ahead and do that. Don't follow that person's ideas and say, "Oh man, that's a really good idea, man," without thinking of your own reason why I have this idea on this position. So, Steve, you're wrong, and don't project your position onto other people.
The thing is, it's not just better ideas that defeat bad ideas. My friend Eli Bosnick made this point on Twitter a few days ago.
Oh, joy. I'm pretty sure this is not biased at all.
I'm saying he's my friend, but we don't really know each other that well. I like him, I think he likes me, so I'm saying he's my friend. And if Eli has a problem with that, he can come find me and I'll take care of his problem for him. How about that?
Steve, are you okay? Are you mad that Senpai didn't notice you or something on Twitter or something like that? Oh, you're jealous that Senpai didn't notice you. Oh, that's cute, Steve. That is cute. But it should be left out of the video, Steve. At all times. Your personal diary things should be left out of the video, Steve. Oh, you're jealous that Senpai didn't notice you. How cute.
Actually, no, forget that last bit. Eli and I have only met in person once and we're about the same size and I can't fight like at all. So if he can handle himself even a little bit, that might go really badly for me.
Steve, are you in love with this guy or something? Because you keep saying like cutesy little things about him, like you have some sort of like relationship going on. I don't judge, Steve. I don't judge at all. If you have a relationship with this guy, go ahead and come out, Steve. It's acceptable. It's 2017. But Steve, leave your personal lovey-dovey feelings outside of a video, Steve. You're trying to make a serious point, so leave your personal lovey-dovey feelings outside the video, okay? I don't judge, but just leave it outside the video, okay?
My casual acquaintance Eli Bosnick made this point on Twitter a few days ago. Refuting bad ideas with good ideas is important, but so is removing bad ideas from the discourse.
Translation. Any ideas that opposes mine that I don't find good, I will remove it and just have my own little echo chamber and my own little bubble inside myself. That's his basically his translation. He wants his own little echo chamber, his own little bubble for people in a circle jerk agree with his position. And then no other ideas will challenge him, and any other ideas that do challenge him will be removed immediately, so that way they can go back to the circle jerk altogether. So that's basically what it means.
And when we refuse to do that, when we continue to engage with people pushing arguments that have already been refuted, we treat their bad ideas as though they were legitimate.
Sometimes they are good ideas, Steve, but you refuse to acknowledge it because you want to stay in your own little bubble, Steve. Sometimes they are good ideas and do refute your ideas, Steve, but you refuse to see the other side because you know because you have your ears plugged in and because you will refute your argument altogether. So you need to start seeing the other side, Steve, altogether, no matter what position they hold. Come on, Steve, open yourself up to the other side. It's not that bad. Come to the world of sense and logic, Steve. It's wonderful. We have candy, we have drinks, we have all sorts of things, man. Come over. We'll accept you no matter what, Steve. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on over. But I know you won't come over to the world of sense and logic because you want to stay over there in your little echo chamber, third wave feminism, man hating bubble. Sad, Steve. Just sad.
There's a name for this, the balance fallacy. It's what happens when people see their ideas treated as though they have merit or might have merit.
Ideas do have merit, Steve, but you refuse to see that. You just act like it's a whisper of a cloud behind it. You need to start seeing the other side, Steve. You really do.
When we already know that they don't have merit. The balance fallacy is the only hope the likes of Spencer and Yiannopoulos have for continuing to earn a living disseminating their long ago discredited ideas.
Discredited by who, Steve? Discredited by you? Yeah, right. Their ideas are not discredited, Steve. Unless you have any evidence in the description that discredits their ideas whatsoever, I'm going to refuse to take your side and say it's made up and you think, oh man, their ideas have been discredited. Please make me think I defeated them over the internet, man. Please make me think I defeated them over the internet. Please, I am so alpha. So alpha. Every day of my life. That's what my channel is based on, being alpha. That I think I defeated ideas, which you really didn't, Steve, at all. You really didn't defeat those ideas. You just refused to hear them because you have your ears plugged in and you're locked in a room You won't come out unless they agree with you.
That's why they lean so hard on their warped, self-serving caricature of free speech, which in their interpretation includes not only the right to speak, but also the right to a microphone and an audience.
Their perception of free speech is correct. Every person is entitled to a microphone and an audience, no matter what. So their perception of free speech is not warped, Steve. Not at all. Second, warped in whose position? Your position? Really, Steve? You really think it's warped? Like I said, if you're not gonna accept like most free speech, you're promoting fascism, see, which is a no-no in this country. Fascism is no good, man. That means you're gonna go out stomping somebody's head that you don't agree with, and like that have any opposition to. That's basically what fascism is, Steve. You're gonna go stomp somebody's head and you feel like they have opposition to you and that they feel like they challenge your ideas. Go to North Korea, Steve. I bet they would love you. Kim Jong Un would love you.
But that's not how it works. Refuting bad ideas with good ideas is necessary, but that's just step one. Step two is leaving behind the bad ideas.
Bad ideas, Steve. What bad ideas that refute your argument altogether? Those are what you consider bad ideas? Steve, grow up and learn to take some little criticism and learn to see the other side, Steve. Learn to do that, Steve.
And the people who continue to cling to them and demand our attention. Do they have the right to continue to speak in support of their bad ideas? Sure they do. Do they have the right to a platform to better enable them to disseminate those ideas? Absolutely not.
What, Steve? You're acting like a total.
Let them speak, but let it be from atop an apple crate on a street corner, not on a stage at a university or in front of a radio microphone or a television camera.
Steve, just wow. You're showing how smug you can be. Don't let them speak on a stage or anywhere near me where they can oppose my ideas. Let them speak on an apple crate where they can't oppose my ideas. Wow, Steve, you sound as smug a person as you can be. I can see it every time you speak into a microphone.
We've heard what they have to say. Now it's time to stop indulging them so the rest of us can move forward.
So, my electrolytes, what did we learn today? Well, we learned one, that Steve promotes fascism and doesn't like any other point that opposes his viewpoint. Two, he doesn't want any other opposite points that near him on a stage or anything like that because he feels it'll challenge him intellectually. So, my electrolytes, that is going to be it for me today. I'm going to promote two of my other videos that I made at the end of this video. See you later, guys, and have a great day.